Hi, I'm Wendy Brodie, culinary host and chef of YourTown. My own business is Art of Food, and my guest today is Sarah Wood, editor and publisher of Edible Monterey Bay. Welcome, Sarah, and so great to have you, and thank you for this incredible magazine. This is just a fabulous piece of work for chefs and anybody else that loves food and just to look at. But anyway, welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here, and thank you for all you do for our local food community, Wendy.
Well, in reading your bio, I realize you're an East Coast gal, and so I want to hear a little bit about your background.
Okay.
But then the missing link was how you got from there to here.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, yes, I was born on the East Coast, and how I got here was my husband, who is actually an Episcopal priest as well as at St. Dunstan's, in Carmel Valley.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, as well as being my co-publisher.
Yes.
And an excellent editor, I should say. But we met in New York, where I was working in financial journalism, actually. And we met on a rooftop in November, like a birthday party.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
Those are the things movies are made of.
Isn't it true? Yeah, it was a very improbable sort of party. It was a freezing night, but the hosts had set up fire pits and had supplied a box of wool hats for when you stepped out of the window to the roof next door where the party was.
And wraps or any of the heat pads that went in the gloves or anything like that.
They should have, but anyway, yeah. So that's how I met my husband, and he needed to come back to California, and I was ready for a new adventure, and I haven't looked back. I'll always love New York, but I love this area. It's so beautiful and interesting, and yeah.
Well, really a change from a cement and building environment to get your hands in real nature. And being born in the Bay Area, I loved it, but I just craved nature. I just had to be a girl that was out in the woods. Don't put me in a tent. I want to be underneath the stars. But
I love that. How did you wind up here, actually?
Through marriage.
Okay.
Okay. And my mother had always talked about it. She had visited here years ago.
Okay.
The ultimate journalist interviewing me.
Sorry.
So,
yeah.
With your journalism background, but your passion was in food, and so tell me more about how you started with your love of food and garden, etc.
Okay. Well, I grew up actually. Well, when my husband and I met, we were living in New York City, but I grew up upstate New York, and I'm in a farming area, and so I had my first organic garden when I was like a little kid, and one chicken. But
what was his or her name?
Hester.
Hester. Oh.
Yeah, and but then my work took me to cities where I was more apt to garden on a fire escape, which is challenging. I learned that you're not supposed to, and one time my apartment building had a fire, and the fireman kicked all my pots off the fire escape.
Oh no!
Yeah. It was actually no one was hurt in the fire, but it was a scary kind of experience.
So you're not supposed to have balcony gardens?
Yeah, I
Wow.
didn't replace them after that because you have to make room for the firemen.
Yeah, true. What were some of your favorite things to grow? And was organic really, I mean, did you just learn that way? And did you know it was organic? I mean, were you versus just doing it as though you were taught?
That's a good question, because those were kind of early days, but I guess we had a family friend who introduced me to it, and I was very interested in the environment and concerned about pollution and and health, and so it seemed to make sense to grow things organically, and so I think that was the days of Francis Moore Lapay and Diet for a Small Planet, and so we were all kind of thinking about that.
the seeds of green living, so to speak.
Yeah.
I know a friend, fellow chef, Sorkay Peters,
Oh, yes.
got basil, and I think that's the first green restaurant in our area, and now he's working on 2 other restaurants that he's acquired, and trying to get the rest of us to follow suit. So anyway, it's interesting. Well, tell me how you came about creating Edible Monterey Bay and how it's evolved. It started in 2011, is that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I had seen the Edible magazine. Where did I first see them? In Ohio or New York. But there are now 91 of us. But different.
So it's a franchise magazine?
It's not technically a franchise. I don't know the legal difference, but we are part of a family of magazines, and we have to purchase a license before selling or before creating it. But all the magazines are locally owned and run, and we decide what to put in them, and we do have to pay some royalties to the to Edible Communities, but it's a beautiful thing. I just got back from a conference in Nashville with other edible publishers from all over the country and Canada, and it's a wonderful community of publishers that help each other with their businesses and their their editorial planning and so forth. And anyway, so I had been really, I had loved the magazines, and I'd had a lifelong passion for cooking and growing food, and I wanted to write about food and agriculture, actually. And
what a place.
Yeah.
What an
Right.
ag spot to be a part of.
Exactly. Yeah. And I noticed right away when we moved here that there was no edible. And so I contacted Edible Communities and found out that I could start one, and did.
Oh, that's fabulous, because I did see Edible in San Francisco, and I just assumed that it was you and that you had a broader base. I'm so glad you cleared that up, and forgive my, I didn't research properly,
No
but
worries. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that sort of flips through the pictures. I'm raised by 2 artists, so visuals catch my attention first, and the names and the articles come second. So I didn't realize that that's fabulous, even more so. So how, I know you have a couple of freelance people that work with you. How do you structure Edible? And since you're the creator of what you want for the issues you create, how do you brainstorm it?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, they're all good questions, but well, there's myself and my husband, Rob, who's our associate editor, and we have a deputy editor, Debbie Lerman, and a lot of contributors, like our all of our staff and contributors, like, all come up with ideas but before each issue, like we editors get together and look at what's been pitched and then what we would like to assign, and we're always trying to create a mix of things that help tell the story of our local food community, and a mix of fun things and in-depth sort of issue-y sort of stories, and it but everybody on the team, like even our delivery manager, always has ideas, and we always welcome ideas. Yes,
fabulous.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that either you can tell that there's a difference? I'm sure partially responsible for the work that you've done in your magazine. But since we've had all the big ag companies, and now mainstream ag owners are really focusing on organics and careful planting and sustainable. But what do you notice as a researcher and editor? How do you see things have changed in your time here?
Oh, in the agriculture?
Yeah.
Well, as you say, there's been a big move towards organic. Like not just like there were always, or for many years, like decades, the small organic farms, but the big, the very big farms in the Salinas Valley and throughout the area are moving towards organic, and they also pay attention a lot to what consumers want and try to tailor what they grow and the seeds they choose and the way they package things. They try to tailor that to consumers.
I know, well, like Earthbound, I remember as these two dear people, Drew and Myra, right from their house garden are knocking on doors, and it really was such a wonderful story to see their growth and them to become associated with mainstream agriculture and products. It's been a joy from all of us local people.
Absolutely, and actually, I was just thinking, I should have made the point that they were the ones who sort of led the vanguard among larger growers. Like they showed that you didn't have to be small to be organic, and I think they helped. They helped bring. Well, I know that they helped bring organic all over the country, and I really noticed, like in the area where I grew up. During the winter time, like if there weren't companies like Earthbound, like that sent their organic vegetables to where I grew up, there wouldn't be organics, but they I think they played a huge role in helping move agriculture in that direction.
Oh, absolutely. What your own personal food and taste? Do you have time to even cook yourself, or what do you? I mean, I don't want to put you totally on the spot, but when you go out, where or what do you like to do besides the picnics? I like, but you can elaborate on that.
Yeah.
But and your own form of eting, now that you're so well associated, we want to know what you do.
Oh no, dangerous. No. Well, the unfortunate secret in our household is that since starting the magazine, I'm able to cook less. Because I've been so busy.
I believe it.
Yeah, which isn't good. It's something I'm working on this year to have more time to cook, because it was a passion for cooking that helped start this. But we like to go to all kinds of restaurants and do picnics, as you said. Yeah, I don't want to single anybody out.
No,
because,
I know. I get asked that. Shame on me for
no,
asking.
it's okay. It's okay. But all,
yeah.
Generally, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
not necessarily
okay.
names, but
Okay. Yeah.
I would think that it would be so much fun if I went out more to try all the new chefs. I was so thrilled at an event I went to that there are 3 women chefs at Spanish Bay that each did a course, or the
wonderful.
Pebble Beach Company.
Okay.
And they were just fabulous, their courses. And anyway, and of course I love all the male chefs too. They're quite wonderful and inspirational, but you don't really see that many women because it's hard to have a family if that's the focus to be in this business.
Yeah, and I should make a point of saying to your readers, Wendy is featured, in this issue, and it's, where is it? Right here. It's a great story that Patrice Fagioni did about women chefs, and that is a really big issue. We're pretty well represented here, relative to a lot of places, I think, but it is. For a lot of reasons, like there could be many more women chefs, and do I pick restaurants based on there being women? No, but I should say, we do try. We kind of do a mix of, like, we always try the new ones, and I should also say to your viewers that we have an e-newsletter too that comes out every week, and you can subscribe to it on our website. It's free, and that has lots of news about all the new restaurants coming, and food events where you can go and try the foods of a lot of different restaurants all at once.
Great.
Yeah.
I know our Chefs Association, which I've got to put a twist in to get you more involved with that, or your group, because we just love your stuff, and it's just such a source of information.
Oh, good.
And there's so much more, and I don't know where the 18 minutes has gone. Just, I mean, where did it go? I can't thank you enough, and I hope you come back, and I want to hear a lot more. And thank you for contributing this to our area.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, Wendy.
Cheers.
Thank you.